thank you for 25 some odd years. We met in New York.
That's right.
And I got news. God bless you. You're the best. And that's the end.
Well, you don't have to.
Johnny Carson's desk was one of the most powerful stages in American culture. Movie stars, comedians, musicians, athletes, authors, and icons came to that couch because Carson could make a career feel permanent with one good interview. But what made The Tonight Show dangerous was also what made it beautiful. A conversation could begin as a joke and end with a tear in someone's eye.
What awful rumors about you?
What?
What awful rumors about you?
Oh, my dear, when I did Eve, Mr. Mankiewicz was telephoned by 10, 12, or 15 directors and said, "My dear, you're insane."
What really happened when the mask slipped? Why did some of these moments stay with audiences for decades? And why did Carson, a man famous for emotional restraint, sometimes seem most powerful when he said almost nothing? When Jimmy Stewart made Johnny Carson cry.
I just thought I'd write a poem. You want to hear
Please,
it?
oh, yes.
You want to hear it? Now this, well...
Jimmy Stewart was one of old Hollywood's safest presences. Gentle, decent, modest, and instantly familiar. But when he brought a poem about his dog Bo to Johnny's stage, the room moved away from performance and into memory. The heartbreak came from how simple it was. A man, a dog, a poem, and a host who could not hide what it did to him.
He'd dig up a rose bush just to spite me, and when I'd grab him, he'd turn and bite me. He bit lots of folks from day to day. The delivery boy was his favorite prey.
Stewart's presence immediately signals a different kind of Carson moment, one built on trust rather than spectacle.
He set the house on fire, but the story's long to tell. Suffice to say that he survived and the house survived as well.
The audience is still settling into the expectation of a charming old Hollywood story. That makes the emotional shift feel more natural when it arrives.
But every once in a while, he'd stop in his tracks and with a frown on his face, look around. It was just to make sure that the old one was there to follow him where he was bound.
The poem begins to work because Stewart does not perform grief loudly. He lets the words carry the weight.
We're early to bedders in our house. I guess I'm the first to retire. And as I'd leave the room, he'd look at me and get up from his place by the fire.
The quietness here becomes the real engine of the scene. Carson knows not to interrupt because interruption would break the spell.
And there were nights when I'd feel him climb upon our bed and lie between us, and I'd pat his head. And there were nights...
This is where the audience begins to understand that the poem is not merely sentimental. It is about companionship, aging, and the private losses people carry into public rooms.
He'd wake up at night and he would have this fear of the dark, of life, of lots of things. When I think I feel that stare, and I reach out my hand to stroke his hair, and he's not there.
Johnny's reaction becomes part of the archive because it feels unguarded. For a man who mastered control, that small loss of control is unforgettable.
I'll always love a dog named Bo.
But the pain on Carson's stage did not always arrive through poetry. Sometimes it walked in wearing the face of an American hero. John Wayne's surprise walk-on with time running out. John Wayne's presence meant something larger than celebrity. He represented an older America, westerns, war pictures, blunt masculinity, and the mythology of the strong, silent man. In this clip, the emotional power comes from the contrast between the legend and the fragile knowledge history later adds to the footage.
Thank you.
How are you? What a kick.
Well, I'm pretty good.
This entrance carries the weight of a studio recognizing more than a guest. They are responding to an image America had lived with for decades.
Somebody told me you were in the building, and I didn't know you were going to swing in here. It was very nice of you.
Well, I was doing that Dean Martin roast or toast or whatever you call it.
Dean is not
And I
too
read
sure
that.
either.
I read that.
Johnny's body language matters here because he treats Wayne with a kind of ceremonial respect. The desk briefly feels less like a comedy set and more like a tribute platform.
Yeah, you're
Damn
right.
hurry when I.
How you feeling? You
I'm
look
going
great.
to Carson City.
You're going up to Nevada?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm being in Carson City, so I'll have you on my mind.
The exchange works because Wayne's myth depends on steadiness. Every pause feels heavier when the audience senses the man behind the monument.
I saw an article about some comments I think you made in New York the other day. You said that.
What did I say?
Well, I know
God,
you've
I'm always
given up.
saying something.
You've given up smoking, and you said you were allergic to tobacco, and
Yeah, well, I am. That's the sad thing, or I wouldn't have given it up, cancer or no cancer. But I.
The emotional charge comes from what the clip does not say directly. Later, viewers bring the knowledge of Wayne's declining health into every second.
Take a cigarette or a cigar.
You can still have coffee, can't you?
Yeah, I'll have a touch. Ooh, this is the kind of coffee I like. A great number of dear friends of mine got together and did a show and allowed me to be the star. And I'm very proud of it. It was on.
This is where nostalgia becomes complicated. The audience is applauding the legend, but the footage now feels like a farewell hiding inside a routine appearance.
I remember when you were killed with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And you were gunned down.
Well, I
by-
slowed you down enough.
You haven't either. I'm delighted to see it. I'm glad you came out.
Seeing you all, and I just wanted to tell you how happy I was about that article. It was just great.
Let me wish you a happy New Year.
Thank
Because
you.
I haven't already,
I
and
get you.
I hope to see you
Well,
soon.
Hell, Doctor.
Thanks for coming in.
Johnny lets the moment breathe because he understands the symbolic power of the guest. Carson's restraint gives Wayne the dignity of the room, and if Wayne represented the heroic past, the next guest represented something even more fragile. The star who survived Hollywood long enough to tell the truth about it. Bette Davis and the loneliness of surviving Hollywood. Bette Davis did not arrive as a guest trying to be liked. She arrived as a survivor of a system that had worshipped her, used her, rewarded her, punished her, and then turned her into legend. Her Carson appearance is heartbreaking because beneath the sharp remarks is the exhaustion of someone who had seen Hollywood from the inside and remembered the cost.
I know maybe you thought I was standing too long, enjoying it too much, but I wish to stand up again. May I?
Oh, you sure may.
Davis changes the temperature of the room by simply refusing softness. The audience knows they are watching someone who does not need late-night approval.
I really shouldn't say thank you, Nolan. It cost a hell of a lot
Really?
of money.
Yo, this is
as
something.
it well should have. Nolan Miller.
The tension comes from the way Johnny adjusts to her rhythm. He cannot control this interview by charm alone.
Oh, my dear, when I did Eve, Mr. Mankiewicz was telephoned by 10, 12, or 15 directors and said, "My dear, you're insane."
Davis's honesty cuts differently because it belongs to a woman who had fought for power in an industry that often punished difficult women.
So you were nominated. You got 2 Oscars. You were nominated for 10 others. Is there a picture that you thought maybe you should have won that you didn't?
Yes, 3.
The sadness here sits beneath the wit. Every sharp answer carries a long history of battles the audience may only partially understand.
Some votes that I would not have lost by if Fox hadn't done that.
Yeah.
So I was so, but the last one, I was definitely robbed of.
What picture did you make that you thought was a total disaster?
Total disaster. I loathed Beyond the Forest.
You really?
Yes, I was not young enough to play that girl. You felt that.
Carson's silence becomes useful because Davis fills it with authority. He gives her the one thing Hollywood often denied aging women: space.
why I'm sitting here. Not from the stage mother standpoint, but from the earning enough money that I could study in a dramatic school and doing all those years for me at great sacrifice.
This moment works because Davis is not asking for pity. She speaks with the composure of a woman who had survived 4 failed marriages, but the restraint only makes the ache beneath the interview feel stronger.
Alimony for 3 years to Beatty's father.
Did you really?
Yes, it's kind of a reverse twist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's how desperately I wanted to get rid of him. I think it's very possible I might not have married some of the people I married. I think I would have married Gary.
Yeah.
I think I definitely would have married Gary. We had a great, great deal in common.
You're talking about Gary?
But Carson's stage could also turn heartbreak into tenderness, especially when the guest carried faith, mortality, and certainty into the same conversation. Billy Graham and the strange stillness of eternity on late night.
For the past, I guess, almost 2 decades, he has brought guidance and comfort to many, many millions of people of all faiths. Would you welcome, please, evangelist, author, educator, Dr.
Billy Graham's appearances on mainstream television carried a different energy. On Carson's stage, he brought questions that late-night television usually kept at the edges. Death, eternity, belief, fear, and comfort. The heartbreak is not in collapse or confession. It is in the sudden reminder that every person on that glamorous stage was temporary.
Everybody has broken every commandment. Yes, sir. The Bible says if we break in one point, we're guilty of all.
Oh, I see.
And then when Jesus came after Moses, he explained that the 10 Commandments.
The room feels different because Graham's presence moves the conversation away from promotion. Carson's desk becomes a place for moral and spiritual seriousness.
Do you like what they have done? Do you like the modern interpretations of the Bible? And I read that they're working on a now more or less an updated version of the King James.
Yes, there are a number of, in fact, there's about one version, I'm told.
Johnny's curiosity matters because he is not performing cynicism.
Some biblical scholars seem to feel that it loses, I guess, something in the modernization.
Well, it does in some areas, but in others it makes it clearer because you see when Jesus and the other.
He allows the conversation to become unusually sincere.
Do you ever think about death at all? I mean, does any fear of it? You read about so many people nowadays that seem to be so uptight about it.
The tension comes from hearing eternal subjects inside a format built for jokes and applause. That contrast gives the scene its quiet force.
Of death is gone when a person, when I found Christ as my Lord and my Savior, the fear of death was taken away, and now I'm just as certain that when I die, that I'm.
Graham's calmness makes the moment more affecting. He speaks as though the deepest fears in the room can be named without panic.
You envision after
That's
death.
right. Well, I envision heaven. And I'm not going there because I've preached to a lot of people. I'm not going there because I've read the Bible. I'm not going there because I'm good. I'm going there because of what Christ did for me on the cross.
This passage works because Carson does not rush back to comedy. He lets seriousness occupy the set.
That we are going to have a body, and it's going to be a body like that of Christ. The Bible teaches that the ultimate goal of the true believer is going to be a place called heaven or paradise.
The audience response feels less like entertainment and more like recognition.
You know, they are told this very often. You be good, you go to heaven. And that's the child's concept of heaven, is sitting around on a cloud. Mm-hmm. If you are bad, you will be punished. And that's kind of a frightening concept for a young mind to grab a hold of.
It is.
The room understands that the conversation has moved somewhere rare.
And not rejecting God, they just live their life as if God does not exist, and they go their way and do their thing.
Well, I would, 99% of the American people say they believe in God, according to the Catholic Digest.
Graham's point leaves the room with a painful contradiction. The heartbreak lies in how easily eternity can be acknowledged with the lips, then forgotten in the way a life is lived. Then came the moment when farewell stopped being implied and became unavoidable. Robin Williams' last Carson appearance, Laughter Before Goodbye. Robin Robin Williams could turn a Tonight Show appearance into a storm. But this time, the chaos had a shadow behind it. Even the rocking chair joke carried an uncomfortable truth about retirement and finality. Carson was leaving. The institution was ending. And Williams, with all his speed and brilliance, became part of a final celebration that now feels like comedy trying to outrun goodbye.
Oh. Here we go.
Can I sit in the sun today?
We're going to Spago. Don't be afraid of Elsa.
The energy arrives fast, but the historical setting gives it another layer. This is comedy performed inside the closing days of Carson's reign.
Out there going, well, 1,000 points of light. They're not burning anymore. Come on down. Here we go. Got a weed and seed. Here we go. I figured out how you do George Bush.
Yeah.
Basically, what you do is you take John Wayne and you tighten up his ass.
Williams's speed works like emotional camouflage. The audience laughs, but the clip is also protecting them from the sadness of the week.
A long-running family trait?
I don't know.
I certainly hope.
Your grandfather had a great set, too. I don't know. It's amazing. I hope he grows into these.
Johnny's reaction matters because he trusts Williams enough to let him run. That trust feels especially tender in the context of Farewell.
What do you think about Roe versus Wade? I prefer to float. Okay.
I think I missed that fight. Yes. Both good fighters.
The chapter's heartbreak lies in the contrast between motion and finality. Williams keeps accelerating while Carson's era is slowing down.
But, you don't go out when you're running. Nobody go, no, man, you need another pair of shoes? It's very difficult, but I'd run just because you get that endorphin. Yeah. Which is like your body's way of saying, this really hurts, I'm going to...
This moment shows Carson as the old master watching a younger genius take flight. It feels like a private handoff hidden inside a public laugh.
Heartbeat now that marathon runners get?
Oh, that real low
guys
heartbeat.
have like something like 36 or 40 beats a minute?
Basically down around squirrel. I mean, but you get that really, really, really low heartbeat. It's like... boom.
Yeah.
The applause has a double meaning. It celebrates the performance, but it also carries the ache of a television ritual nearing its last night. The heartbreak of Johnny Carson's stage was not only found in tears, it was found in the knowledge that every laugh was temporary, every guest was aging, and every perfect television night was already becoming memory. Johnny Carson understood something many hosts never learn. The greatest interviews are not built only from questions. They are built from timing, trust, silence, and the willingness to let a moment become larger than the format. Jimmy Stewart's poem, John Wayne's walk-on, Bette Davis's hard-won honesty, Billy Graham's calm reflections, Robin Williams' farewell week brilliance, all reveal the same truth. The Tonight Show was famous for laughter, but its deepest power was intimacy. That is why Johnny Carson remains more than a late-night host. He remains the man behind the desk when Hollywood remembered it had a heart. If you enjoyed this journey through the Carson archive, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more classic television stories, Hollywood legends, and unforgettable late-night moments. And in the comments, tell us the Johnny Carson moment you remember most. Was it the one that made you laugh, the one that shocked you, or the one that quietly broke your heart?